Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I try to do my best and pray for best syncing in Rumble. But yeah, it's out of my control. But I also publish in my blogger and in my Patreon. Also, everything is there as at least as an archive. Um, yeah. Hopefully, yesterday I didn't manage to do anything. Again, got overwhelming with the last minute works to do and a lot of urgencies, mainly because that there is some summits and stuff happening here where I am, and a lot of companies ask me to do some stuff for the social media or even like internal documents to like for presentations. So got a little bit busy there. But yeah, today hopefully I will also manage to do the Voidbuster episode. And then, of course, tomorrow try to Evil Within, and after XCOM 2 Evil Within. I'm not sure, maybe 3-4 episodes more. I got the sense we are almost at the end of the game, but yeah, it's been a fun ride with some quirks here and there on the engine itself. But yeah, let's get going. Not much happening, at least in terms of hardware that I saw. The Intel 14th Gen core will be the end of the i branding. We've been used to getting the Core i9, i7, i5, and i3 and everything, and now they basically dropping the i, and I assume they have like Intel Core 3579 something, and then for like I don't know the extra spicy CPUs they will put Ultra thing there, which is I don't know if it's going to get even more confusing or not. The naming scheme and the product list that they have already with the I stuff is already a little bit confusing even for me, that I try to keep it up with everything. You know that they I don't know, it's too much CPUs. I don't know what they're doing there. It's instead with AMD it's kind of simple. You have like the base entry and then like the top tier, so the best silicon there on each version. Usually I think my sense is they have like half of the variants of CPUs regarding Intel. And then of course you always have regarding Intel, every generation or so of CPUs they just change their sockets from the motherboard, so you have to always pay attention. The 13th gen, I think it was the last one supporting also DDR4 and DDR5 at the same time. Now I think this 14th gen only supports DDR5, I think. But yeah, it's a little bit confusing. I prefer the way the AMD did it. They just cut off DDR4 support, even though it can be a little bit daunting to change for a new platform in the case of the AMD, like the M5 platform. Be a little bit daunting because you have to buy the motherboard, the CPU, and then also the memory. You cannot the RAM. You cannot take advantage of older RAM, but at least you start fresh. There is no like mixing in between. It's we got this platform AM4, we are changing AM5. It's going to be everything brand new. It will cost you a little bit more, but yeah. Hopefully we got always people that are helping out in the consumer part regarding, especially on the Intel variants here. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, it's the end of the naming scheme here, so I think it's just going to be 3, 5, 7, 9, and then the Ultra for the HS or KS or whatever they put it there. We'll see how it goes. Regarding the industry itself, we got Epic Unveils now on Epic program. It's kind of it's not. I covered. They had like the Epic first run. They launched this program like a few weeks ago, if not mistaken, which is basically the first 6 months. Like the developers keep like 100% of the revenue, and then after the 6 months it's like the 88 12% split there. But I think this has like the fact that this launch here, I think you have exclusivity on that. I'm not sure how many months the exclusivity is worth for, but now they have something similar, but usually it's for developers or publishers that already have like some back catalog in terms of games, which basically works similar from what I understood. They will get 100% of the revenue for the 6 months. After that, it's 88.8812 split. But there is some caveats to a certain degree. Basically, participating in the program itself requires a commitment to release a minimum of 3 products that have been released prior to October 31, 2023. So if you have like backlog games, if you already have, even if you are a single developer, if you have already, they have to be launched on other third parties kind of stores like Steam or something like that, or like Xbox Live Service, which is usually like the subscription service. But if you don't have that, that meet this criteria, already having like backlog games that you might bring to the platform, there is, all products must launch by June 13th, 2025. If you don't have, it's a little bit finicky, but I think what they're trying to do here, Epic Games, is trying to increase a little bit of their game catalog to a certain degree, because people were basically trying to do this Epic first run, sorry. But I think they noticed that a lot of people that try to subscribe to that program already have like some backlog games, so they're trying to put like even older games in the platform, so it entices more people to stay on the platform and invest a little bit in terms of how business works. I think that's their aim here. I don't have like a lot of complaints from Epic Games Store. My main thing is they need to do like more integration like Steam does, not only like achievements, but how the social workings goes there. Also in terms of mod support, I think it's a big thing. It helps people stay there. For example, you have Steam Workshop that lets you upload mods for games that support that. In my case, I have the XCOM 2, and that will be a big thing to help out and ease the transition for people to also have some games there, not only like claiming only the free games, which is it's very costly for the platform itself. But yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully this will remove them on the red line that they are at the moment. They have to let go some people, mainly from marketing, I think. But yeah, hopefully everything goes well, because we need competition. Yeah, basically that's it. Lives of Pi sold 1 million units in less than a month, and despite being on Game Pass, which is a good achievement, because this is a copy sold, is not 1 million people play the game being there, which is good. The game seems pretty great. Like only one on minor things that are not so positive, but overall it's an excellent Soulsborne kind of a game there. And I think that the main complaint is I'm not sure is how the story is told or something like that. But I don't remember. I know I went through the review here, but it continues still on my wish list. Is one of those games that I will play in the near future if possible. We got also some Metal Gear Solid collection kind of things there. Again, I will not buy this game, even if I have all the money in the world. The way they went about it, they just plastered the old games here and just trying to trick a little bit here and there, which is basically Metal Gear Solid 1 will be 1080p, 30 frames per second, given in PC or consoles. Metal Gear Solid 2 and Snake Eater is going to be 1080p, 60 frames per second. They didn't do basically anything, they just plastered the game with some extras, which is basically putting all the DLC to a certain degree there, and basically that's it. The news is the file size here. Of course, the older games, so there is not huge file sizes here. It's kind of in line with the content that it was launched with the games itself, so it is what it is. This is for the Xbox, the PS5. I don't think we have preloading still. But yeah, I don't think this is going to be very well. Again, there was some hope at the beginning when they announced this that because Master Collection, they all this wording here, that they will do like some tweaks here and there, trying to improve a little bit, like I don't know, basic 4K 60, something like that. Or trying to work out some textures and everything, not tweaking the gameplay, but because I think even though the gameplay is a little bit of its time, I think it's what is intended to do. But yeah, with this, the hopes of the Metal Gear Solid remake here, the Delta, they named the Delta. I don't know how it goes. It's like a complete overhaul of the game with the new game engine, with supposedly it's going to be trustful to the gameplay and how the story is told and everything. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, this one at the moment is a no for me. The only way that I might buy this is because there is there is in any place else so I can play these games. But yeah, it's a little bit of a shame they didn't do like some improvements here or there. But yeah, it is what it is. Lords of Fallen, again, another patch here, fixes some major AMD GPU crashes, which is good, and also the multiplayer kind of a thing here. The matchmaking for better ping, so delays don't get shown that much, basically. But yeah, multiplayer timings, they went more in depth here. Disable the Orion Protector feature temporarily to rework with some engaging gameplay loop. Obviously, Orion Protectors will join a player being invaded to assist in a fight. But yeah, seems that it's not a big of a patch. I think it's mainly like inner workings of how the thing here, especially for the AMD AMD GPUs. It says the game now skips Niagara compute shader dispatches when the thread count exceeds what the hardware supports. Basically, I think it's the crash. The engine was trying to use resources that was not there, and then gives an error, and then just crashes out. Especially when it's come to GPUs. Yeah, I think they just did like a rework there, so it doesn't try to use the hardware that it isn't there. And lastly, this is very interesting news. Starfield quest lead joins Wyrdsong developer. It's not the news per se. I covered this game. There was a reveal of this game. Very interesting. The presentation here. I think it was almost 2 years. No, last year. Gamescom, something like that. Opening Night Live. I think it is from Gamescom last year. It's like only a teaser trailer. But yeah, the lead quest designer from Starfield is going to join the Something Wicked Games, which is basically they are doing the Wyrdsong. The studio is founded by ex-Bethesda teams like Jeff Garnier, who work with such titles as Fallout 3. There are other people that, oh my god, this, yeah, Gamescom 2022. Okay, the team members such as that work on Elder Scrolls, the Skyrim one, Dragon Age Inquisition, and the Outer Worlds, which is kind of a people that work in Outer Worlds. It's the same studio that work on Fallout New Vegas. Sorry. Oh my god, my brain is a little bit mushy. The main thing here is be set on a fictional version of Portugal, which is my country, during the Middle Ages. Very interesting things there. In my country, there's some like stories that are being told in some parts of our country, very weird, with this kind of weird song kind of a theme here. And basically it's going to be an open world, full-fledged RPG mechanics with combat and questing. So it's going to be very interesting. There is a lot of scenery and a lot of castles still from the Middle Ages there, that has their own stories. We got some king, I think it was one of the kings that disappeared in combat, and everybody's still waiting for his return because there was a prophecy saying in a foggy day, whatever it is, he will return to the people, because I think he's a beloved king at the time. But yeah, this kind of all this weird stuff that we have in our folklore and culture in my country. It's at least as a country as it is, it's basically 900 years and the Middle Ages was very hard, basically with the Inquisition. It started with the Spanish Inquisition, but then it seeps through my country, so we had a lot of stuff bad happening there at this time, and yeah, a lot of stories to be told for sure. And I think it's the setting itself, it's very inducing of a lot of good stories to be told through an RPG. And I think in terms of quests, Starfield is not that bad, except from what I understood that the main quest is a little bit disappointing. But I always like usually Bethesda, like the side quests and the random events that can trigger bigger stuff there. Always like how they're going about it and how they try to integrate with the world itself, they on the games that they build. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Hopefully this will come up, I don't know, it was announced last year, maybe 2025. I don't know, give it at least 2 more years to have more in-depth news regarding this game. And I'm going to wrap up with some gaming deals. Not a lot happening, but we still have like No Man's Sky for around 1 day for when this video is published. We got also still Elden Ring, 2 more days, 34% off. Again, I will advise you to buy the deluxe edition if you can, because of the Earth 3, the fall of the, I forget the name of the DLC, but the DLC, I don't know, maybe come next year early. But yeah, very positive game. It's from Software. They always do good games. They never, so far that I can see, they never did a bad game. Also we got Sharpunk Fall. It's kind of similar to XCOM how it plays, so turn-based combat, pixel art style, and this is more about you're in the run from the city, from what I understood on the story, the main thing here, and you do the squad upgrades and everything in campfires. But yeah, it's turn-based, got all this, it's always interesting to play these games. And you got a demo to try out if you like. It's still valid until the 23 October, the deal here. I'm not sure which one to buy. Soundtrack, I think the base game it's okay, 20% off, so yeah. But again, you got the demo here to try out. If you like it, you just you just buy. You have 5 days more, give or take, to get this deal. And lastly, on Steam, got Forever Skies. Again, this is an early access game, not recommending you to buy. However, this seems to be very promising, this one, and how it goes about it, like base building and the premise here seems pretty interesting. Got very positive reviews so far from what people played. I think the early access version is not that huge in terms of how it plays out. But I think, if not mistaken, these guys put it in early access, at least the plan was at least 1 year to make all the tinkerings, because it's got a lot of stuff, mechanics here that need to be tweaked, and they wanted, I assume, community feedback. It seems going pretty good so far, and throughout this year I think they will launch like several iterations, as you can see here. Last one, viral evolution update, so they're being doing upgrading the content launches, and hopefully the full-fledged game will be around 22 June or June 2024, give or take. But yeah, it seems in a pretty good shape on how the game it is at the moment, so if you want to take a chance, go ahead. And last we got here from GOG, I managed to snag this one, Jagged Alliance 3. I usually cover this one when it's on sale on Steam, and now it's 20% off on GOG until the 24th, so around $36. Again, very similar to XCOM, how it plays out, but it has a lot of more in-depth mechanics here on the squad management. It's got like a bunch of mercenary guys here that then you have to manage contracts and everything, unveil parts of the territory here to go about it, and I think there are some choice matters kind of a thing here. But yeah, it's one of those that I'm very interested to play one of these days, hopefully. And yeah, basically this is it for today. I'm just going to plug in my Patreon for extra support, which at this moment in time is mostly for storage, for me to have backups of everything that I do for my private clients, and of course also for the videos that I do for the channel, basically. But yeah, this is all I have to do. Sorry, this is all that I have for today, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, Kunamy Master out.